Hello, hello. For those of you that are, you know, on the YouTube channel and you're actually seeing this, hello. My name is Chris, and I do the Interstellar Frequency show. Yes, it is a show. At least I try to make it a show in a way of an experience for you to see. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to record a commercial for the Anchor. It's time to update the commercial because the commercial is just boring. So therefore, I'm going to go ahead and change it. Um, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and do a recording of the commercial talking about it. Afterwards, I'm going to turn around and take all the pieces. I'm going to throw some music in there. And of course, I, do that with Epidemic and stuff that I've downloaded and stuff with Epidemic. And then I'm going to take this commercial and throw it up on Anchor in the RSS feed. So I wanted to show you a little behind the scenes of making a commercial so integrated, or at least integrated to my show, per se. Yeah, so let's get right into that. Welcome to Interstellar Frequency. Before we get started, have you been sitting here listening to the show and wondering about, man, that's what I want to do is I want to create a show. Well, you can. You most definitely can. All you have to do is go to Anchor FM and download the app either on your phone or do it on the website. Again, that is Anchor, ANCHOR.FM. Go there, download the app, or go to the website, sign up, and you could be on your way to doing your own show. It works wonders, especially when I'm out on the road. I'm able to record on the fly, which is what I love doing. When I'm driving the semi and I'm not sitting here behind studio quality. Oh, see that? Horrible. I made a mistake, and now I need to go back and fix it. That sounded bad, so let's fix it. When I'm driving the semi and I'm not sitting here behind studio quality. Okay, let's see. Let's take this and make this a little bit bigger. Make it adjustable where we can see it. When I'm driving the semi and I'm not sitting here behind studio quality. When I'm driving the semi and I'm not sitting here behind. When I'm driving the semi. So take this piece, Command Tab, delete. It's a beautiful thing, especially when you're on Logic Pro and you're doing, studio production stuff. You could do all kinds of editing. Unlike, you cannot do that with an Anchor. That sucks. Man, that sucks. But that's all right. Hey, if you got Logic Pro, or at least, what's the other one? Audacity. You have Audacity, you could do that. And edit it and then reformat it and do whatever you want. Remember, this is the kind of behind the scenes of me doing this, so here you go. When I'm out in the semi, I'm not able to be here on the studio, of course, so therefore it's recording on the fly. It's quite beautiful. But then again, you have two options of recording, which is great. And you're able to be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, anywhere your RSS feed is that you put it. So go to anchorfm.com and download the app. Back to the show. So that runs almost a minute and 30 seconds. It's a long commercial. Normally it's only like a 60-second commercial, so I might have to actually tone that down. but we'll see. If I go back to my other Anchor one, that one runs a minute 17. Yeah, that's going to have to be toned way, way down. Damn. Okay. So it's no more than a minute 17 that I'm able to do a recording. So it's pop, pop, pop. Got to be on the fly. This is a minute 30. Way too long. Redo. Let's just scrap the whole thing and redo it all over again. Welcome to Interstellar Frequency. Before we get started, if you've been thinking about doing a podcast, my advice is to go to Anchor FM and download the app. Or you can go to Anchor FM in the web browser and go to the website and download it that way. Ooh, wrong. Made a mistake there too. See what happens when you're on pressure? When you're on pressure, you can't even do it the right way that you want it to do. It's like wrong, 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 wrong. See, this is what happens when you're doing behind the scenes stuff. Trying to do audio recording and you can't. Trying to talk to two different things all at the same time. It's almost multitasking, and that's where my brain goes, no, I can't do that. It's too much. But I'll get it done. I know I will. Here we go again. Welcome to Interstellar Frequency. Before we get started, I'd like to tell you about Anchor. It's a place where you can make your own podcast. It's accepted on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and much, much more wherever your RSS feed is. If you're interested and you've been listening to my show, Interstellar Frequency, and you're wanting to start your own show, then go to the website, Anchor FM, that is ANCHOR.FM, or on your phone, go to the Google Play Store or Apple Play Store and download the app. And you'll be on your way of creating a show similar to mine. So there you have it. Enjoy the show. Oh, it sounds a little bit better. Let's take a look at it. It's like almost 59 seconds total. Almost a full commercial. Welcome to Interstellar Frequency. Before we get started, I'd like to tell you about Anchor. It's a place where you can make your own podcast. It's accepted on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and much, much more wherever your RSS feed is. If you're interested and you've been listening to my show, Interstellar Frequency, and you're wanting to start your own show, then go to the website, Anchor FM, that is ANCHOR.FM, or on your phone, go to the Google Play Store or Apple Play Store and download the app. And you'll be on your way of creating a show similar to mine. So there you have it. Enjoy the show. Not bad. Not bad. That could work. It's only 59 seconds. I want to add something to it. And then I'm going to do that right now. So here we go. What I like about Anchor is when I'm out in the truck driving and I'm not in studio quality sound, I'm able to record on the fly, which is so convenient. go to Anchor FM now. Thanks. Not bad. Not bad. Now let's put some music with that. Let's see what we can do. Music, music, music. That's what we need. Music. I need music. Something, something, something good. Something good. Let's see. What do I have? Oh, no. Not there. Hey, look at that. I like that right off the bat. Oh, yeah. That works. Oop. Too long. It's too long, but here's the thing. You can also shorten it down. That's what's so nice. So let's take this. We're exactly at 17, right? Can't go any more than that. So we're going to take this, slide this down here to exactly 17. So now, take this. Let me bring this up a little bigger so I can see it, because my eyes, even though I wear glasses, don't work correctly. I find myself squinting quite a bit. Now, the volume level on this is a little high, so we're going to have to change the volume level. So we'll start this back over from the beginning. We're going to stretch this out a little bit so we can see. And right as I'm talking, we're going to take that here. We're going to bring the volume way down. Slide this bar down. Now let's see where we're at. Welcome to Interstellar Frequency. Before we get started, I'd like to tell you about Anchor. It's a place where you can make your own podcast. It's accepted on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and much, much more wherever your RSS feed is. If you're interested and you've been listening to my show, Interstellar Frequency, and you're wanting to start your own show, then go to the website, Anchor FM, that is ANCHOR.FM, or on your phone, go to the Google Play Store or Apple Play Store and download the app. And you'll be on your way of creating a show similar to mine. So there you have it. Enjoy the show. What I like about Anchor is when I'm out in the truck driving and I'm not in studio quality sound, I'm able to record on the fly, which is so convenient. Go to Anchor FM now. Thanks. There you have it. So now I'm going to take this and we're just going to like chop this completely off. So we don't need that. That's way too much stuff. Delete. So now that's gone. Whoa. I don't know why I went way back over there. We don't need that over there. We need this here because we're only going so much. So now, since that sounds pretty cool, something I found out is your loudness meter. So I'm going to run this again with a loudness meter. If you are using Logic at all in your recordings and stuff like that, to keep from auto clipping so you can get the best sound in your production, what I've discovered is that you need to run your LUFS, LUFS, which is in your Logic. Right over here, you go to your plugins, and you should be able to find your loudness meter, which would be under somewhere down metering. And then loudness meter right there to stereo. Boom, there it is. Once you use it, it goes right up to your top if you're on, again, Logic. When you set your loudness meter, you want to make sure you set your loudness meter to -16 because at -14 is the max. What I've discovered, most all RSS feeds and everything of all the different so-called stuff that you produce and put out on the RSS feeds, it's no different than if you remember back in the old days of the TV shows, and you were turning around trying to watch something on TV, right? And all of a sudden, as you're sitting there watching something on TV, the TV turnarounds and it spikes through the roof like a really freaking loud commercial comes in. Well, then, of course, the FCC came out and started out this new system where units to sound and everything like that, you have to record something similar to what the station broadcasting is at. Now, what's allowed on most of the RSS feed for all the apps before they automatically put in a adaptive loud dampener, which then distorts whatever you have or whatever you're doing with sound. If you are going above 14, -14 on your sound, on your integrated sound, the app is automatically going to distort your stuff, and it's going to sound like crap, like serious crap. So what I've found so far is running it at -16. When I run it at -16, I don't have a problem with that. And then I got a little bit of playroom to turn around and get the most out of the sound of whatever it is I'm producing at the time. So key point in that. Again, this is one of my first videos ever commenting and doing a video like this. So therefore, hopefully those of you that are familiar, you would kind of understand. But those of you that are getting into so-called podcasting or something like that, and you're doing it through, the actual apps, and you're using Logic, make sure you run your LUFS meter when you test your project, so that way you don't clip when you put it out on the RSS feed, because then otherwise it sounds like crap. So we're going to end up hit reset, start it, and we're going to start it again, play it back over and see where we're at with our LUFS. Here we go. Welcome to Interstellar Frequency. Before we get started, I'd like to tell you about Anchor. It's a place where you can make your own podcast. It's accepted on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and much, much more wherever your RSS feed is. If you're interested and you've been listening to my show, Interstellar Frequency, and you're wanting to start your own show, then go to the website, Anchor FM, that is ANCHOR.FM, or on your phone, go to the Google Play Store or Apple Play Store and download the app. And you'll be on your way of creating a show similar to mine. So there you have it. Enjoy the show. What I like about Anchor is when I'm out in the truck driving and I'm not in studio quality sound, I'm able to record on the fly, which is so convenient. Go to Anchor FM now. Thanks. Okay, so I ended up saying something here that I really want to take out, because it almost sounds like I'm done talking and then all of a sudden I start talking again. So it's right here. You have it. Enjoy the show. Yeah, enjoy the show. Okay, so that's going to go bye-bye, because we don't need that. Like, seriously don't need that. So let me do this. Command T, cut it, delete it. Now it's gone. Take the track, slide the track over just a little bit more. So it's kind of almost overlapping the track, right? And we're going to just play it from that spot. So now, what's kind of cool is I can move this volume over here. Take this volume, bring this volume up just a little bit to kind of like heighten a sense sound, and then it's going to just disappear. So now we're going to play it right from a little bit back. Here we go. And it's also integrated as at 24, negative 24 throughout the whole project, which is pretty good. Usually, believe it or not, on TV, it's set to negative 24. So I'm in between negative 24. If you're anything lower than negative 24, it gets a little harder to hear. And then you have to turn up the volume, or the person that's listening to the show has to turn up the volume. So keep that in mind, because that's negative 24 is what the video streaming is on your TV. So here we go. And you'll be on your way of creating a show similar to mine. So there you have it. What I like about Anchor is when I'm out in the truck driving and I'm not in studio quality sound, I'm able to record on the fly, which is so convenient. Go to Anchor FM now. Thanks. Perfect. I'm gonna slide this back over. I don't know why it keeps moving, but it does. It's almost freaking irritating that it does that, but that's okay. All right. So now we're gonna enhance this a little bit. Sound of that is pretty great. But we're gonna add an audio track down here. So I'm gonna just kind of make this go away because I don't really need it anymore right now. We're gonna have to pull it back up in a little bit. Oh, new audio track. And we're gonna add another new audio track. So this one I'm going to drop in a user patch. That's kind of like kind of changes the the dill a little bit. Let's add tape delay on that one. All right. So this one's Carl Sagan. The other one is, we're going to change that to Gardens of Forever. Yeah, Guardians of Forever. That sounds good. And we're going to play it. I'm going to cut out something on this track, something that I feel that pops, that is important, that I want to get a message out subliminally, if that's what you want to call it. I guess that's what it would be. Welcome to Interstellar Frequency. Before we get started, I'd like to tell you about Anchor. It's a place where you can make your own pod. Okay, so let's have a little fun with it. Right here, welcome to Interstellar Frequency before we get started. So we're going to take that. Welcome to Interstellar Frequency. Welcome to Interstellar Frequency. I'm going to take that right there. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to put it back over here. I'm going to cut this. So Command T. I'm going to hold down the Option key on the keyboard. I'm going to drag this little puppy down here. Whoop. There we go. Drag it down to Carl Sagan. And then we're going to take the volume here. Don't forget to put 2 dots if you're going to change the volume a little bit. So I'm going to bring this down to a negative 7 decibels on the volume and leave Carl Sagan a little high. So here we go. Let's try it again. Welcome to Interstellar Frequency. Before we get started, that's cool, I'd like to tell you about Anchor. It's a place where you can make your own podcast. It's accepted on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and much. It's accepted on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and much more. Okay, so Apple Podcast, Google Podcast. Let's take that and emphasize that a little bit more. Option Command T. It's accepted on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and we're gonna Command T here. Option, drag that sucker down to Sagan again. And we're going to leave the volume alone on this and see how it reacts. It's accepted on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and much more. Look at that, wherever your RSS feed is. If you're interested and you've been listening to my show, Interstellar Frequency, and you're... here we go. I sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta do it. I can't. I have to do it. Interstellar Frequency. Okay, we're gonna take this, and we're gonna just warp. No. I'm gonna just drag this sucker down all the way. all the way down. It's completely out of the limelight over here, and now it's going to pop. So let's hear it again. Zoom out and bring it over here. You can make your own podcast. It's accepted on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and much, much more wherever your RSS feed is. If you're interested and you've been listening to my show, Interstellar Frequency, and you're wanting to start your own show, so it's a little low, almost to the point where you can barely hear it. So we're going to take the decibels here, and I'm going to just slightly enhance the decibels up, like above. Now I got to pull out my loudness meter. I got to look at that and see how are we so far on the integrated, right here on the integrated. That's very important. So it's going to bounce pretty high, I imagine. It's a place where you can make your own podcast. It's accepted on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and much, much more wherever your RSS feed is. If you're interested and you've been listening to my show, Interstellar Frequency, and you're wanting to start your own show, then go to the website, Anchor FM, that is ANCHOR.FM, or on your phone, go to the Google Play Store or Apple Play Store and download the app. And you'll be on your way of creating a show similar to mine. There we go. You'll be on your way of creating a show similar to mine. So let's have a little more fun with that one. And we're gonna I gotta zoom back in. Here we go. Zoom in, slide over. This magic mouse, man, I tell you, is awesome when you're doing this. Okay. And you'll be on your way of creating a show similar to mine. Okay. We're going to take that. So there you have it. No, I don't want that. We want this, and we're going to cut that. We're going to option drag this sucker down. Option, drag down. Whoop. You got to have it lined up. You don't want it offline. Well, although offline could be cool too. If you offline it. Let's hear what we got. And look at the integrated app. And you'll be on your way of creating a show similar to mine. So there you have it. What I like about it. All right, so that boosted up on the integrated to like 24. So let me back up over here a little bit. Podcast again. It's accepted on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and much, much more wherever your RSS feed is. If you're interested and you've been listening to my show, Interstellar Frequency, and you're wanting to start your own show, then go to the website, Anchor FM, that is ANCHOR.FM, or on your phone, go to the Google Play Store or Apple Play Store and download the app. And you'll be on your way of creating a show similar to mine. So there you have it. What I like about Anchor is when I'm out in the truck driving and I'm not in studio quality sound, I'm able to record on the fly. I'm able to record on the fly. Let's take that and emphasize that one a little bit more. We're going to command cut to record on the fly. There we go. Cut. I'm going to take this one out, and we're going to just drag this even further down because, ooh, that turned into a big track. Let's make that smaller. Whoop, too small. We're going to take this, and we're going to change this into... Let's try Stage Manager. Let's see what happens with that one. To record on the fly. Yeah, it's out there. Logic Guardian. How about that one? To record on the fly, which is so. So what about if we turn it to warp factor? to record on the fly, which is so convenient. Wow, that really kicks it. Record on the fly. And that's so convenient. Let me option drag that to Carl Sagan. Let's see what Carl Sagan has to say on this one. I'm able to record on the fly. Wow, which is so too much. Okay, so that one shot way up a little too high, but it did work. So let's do this. Let's take Carl, and let's take Carl Sagan's voice down. This is a user patch that's created. Let's just make that negative. Yeah, make it -7. Let's try it again. See where we're at. Sound. I'm able to record on the fly, which is so convenient. Go to Anchor FM now. Thanks. Go to Anchor FM now. Thanks. I'm gonna have to get rid of the things. And we're gonna get rid of the things. And then now we're gonna record. Back here on the top. Now back to the show. There we have it. Now back to the show. Let's do that. Listen here. I'm able to record on the fly, which is so convenient. Go to Anchor FM now. Now back to the show. Yeah, perfect. I like it. It works for me. All right. So, what I'm going to do is one more test of the whole deal. It's like 17. It's like right there at the max amount of time for recording for an ad for Anchor. All right. So, let's listen and see where we're at. Straight from the beginning, I'm going to reset this. I'll start it. It's at -16. Let's take a look. Also, keep in mind is making sure you're not going over 0, and as long as you do that, then the audio behind this will come out perfect. Welcome to Interstellar Frequency. Before we get started, I'd like to tell you about Anchor. It's a place where you can make your own podcast. It's accepted on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and much, much more wherever your RSS feed is. If you're interested and you've been listening to my show, Interstellar Frequency, and you're wanting to start your own show, then go to the website, Anchor FM, that is ANCHOR.FM, or on your phone, go to the Google Play Store or Apple Play Store and download the app. And you'll be on your way of creating a show similar to mine. So there you have it. What I like about Anchor is when I'm out in the truck driving and I'm not in studio quality sound, I'm able to record on the fly, which is so convenient. Go to Anchor FM now. Now back to the show. Perfect. Oh my God. For a whole entire little commercial for Anchor recorded. Perfect. Okay. So there you have it. And then I'll have to end up bouncing it as like an MP3 format to upload to Anchor and everything like that. The LUFS ended up staying about -24.7, which is perfect, really. It's not too loud, not too overbearing, but it works, okay? The other thing I was going to say, I'm going to try to do some more videos like this when I'm actually recording. The only problem is they go a long time on the recording and then editing and everything like that. So I'll have to do like multiple different videos if I'm going to do that. If you guys like this and you see this on this video and you're interested in it, please give it a thumbs up. You know, leave me a comment. Much appreciated. Shoot me an email. all you have to do is go to my website. That's all you have to do is contact me that way. There's many, many ways of contacting. You just, type in Interstellar Frequency. You'll find me. I'm everywhere. It's intergalactic, planetary. Okay. Well, thank you guys. This is a long video, but hopefully you learned something on how to do some of the little things that I do in my show. And you want more, leave me a comment. Let me know. Thanks. Until next time, hopefully you guys might come over and listen to my show on some of my other stuff. Have a good night or day or whatever time of dimension that you're in. This is Chris with Interstellar Frequency.